A very good morning, Professor Mel Chun Yen, SCSE Chair, Professor Sun Ai Sing, Assistant Chair for Academics, Professor Kwek Tok Chai, Associate Chair for Students, Seniors and Freshmen. Welcome to the SCSE Welcome Ceremony. I am Ling Yin, the Honorary General Secretary for this year's Transition Orientation Program.
And I'm Gun, the President for this year's Transition Orientation Program, and will be the host for today.
Today, we want to welcome each and every freshman into our SCSE family. If you have any questions for any of the professors here with us today, do key them in to the Zoom Q&A section at the bottom of the Zoom window. Your questions will be collated and addressed during the Q&A session at the end of the welcome.
Let us now invite Professor Mel Chun Yen, SCSE Chair, to give a welcome address. Prof. Mel, please.
Thanks, Ning and Ling Yi. A very good morning to everyone, and welcome to NTU, the very beautiful campus. So let me share my slides first. First, let me show the very important person during your study. Okay, so Associate Professor Nicholas Wen, he's the Associate Chair Academic, and Associate Professor Sun Ai Sing, who is also here today, is our Assistant Chair Academic, and also Associate Professor Lam Siu Ki, yeah, and Associate Professor Kwek Chai. So he's our Associate Chair for Students and Welfare. And in his office, we have Professor Chong Gao, who is the Assistant Chair for Alumni and Outreach, and Mr. Oh Hong Lai, Assistant Chair Student Care. So these are the VIPs in our school for helping students. I think, as you can see, School of Computer Science and Engineering, okay, we are hosting over 3,000 students on campus. So our rank have been consistently high, no matter for the US news or other like world ranking. Our DSAI program is also listed as one of the top 10 best AI and data science undergraduate program by Forbes. Yeah, so I will not go through all the detailed rankings, and you can explore by yourself in your during your learning journey. So our vision, okay, is a leading global institute for education, research, innovation in computer science and engineering. Okay. So our mission is to nurture leaders, which like you will be the future leaders through lifelong learning and research-infused education, as well as innovation. So you'll be in touch with many professors in the school. Okay. Among the 82 faculty members, we have 26 professors who are listed on the top 2% of the most reputable and highly cited researchers in the world by Stanford study. And as you can see from the US News, the best global university, we have climbed from number 7 to number 4 in the very recent ranking, 2022. So these are the, we are one of the top best AI and data science undergraduate course. And our computer science, computer engineering students, as well as our double degree and the DSAI there are a lot of opportunities for you to explore the data science, AI, and other streams. And you may already know, in the MOE Graduate Employment Survey 2021, our school has been listed on highest honors among Singapore fresh graduates, with a starting pay of 6,300 to 8,225. So this is the highest in Singapore, and is one of the first in the history. Our starting pay is more than medicine and business. So I want to highlight as a freshman, our students are always our first priority, and our professors are playing a role for inspiring and also helping, So feel free to contact faculty members, whenever you need assistance. And also the learning experience is also very, very important. As you can see, these are the students' project, so they are enjoying the performance of the robotics, the robots they built by themselves. They design and build by themselves. Okay, so we also hosting young research stars, which they make the class very exciting and interactive. So Assistant Professor Zhang Hanwang, he also won this PSTA, the President Science and Technology Award. We are also hosting 4 AI Turn to Watch. So they are the young research stars that can change the world using AI. Besides AI, in fact, we have many research areas like blockchain, bioinformatics, cloud, computational linguistics. There are many. So we can start from A until every letters. So have you heard about edge computing, fog computing? You can look for Professor Dusit Niato if you want to know more about it. So during this pandemic, our professors has closely collaborated with medical experts like professors from Lee Kuan Yew Medical School or Tan Tock Seng Hospital. So these are the COVID-19 rapid test co-designed by Professor Lin Weishi and his collaborators. So Professor Lin Weishi is our Associate Chair Research at SCSE. And we also have various of the work study, work learn schemes. So this one shows digital work learn scheme together with MINDEF. We also closely work with global industry partner. So we are hosting this Alibaba NTU Joint Research Center, which the Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, during his president address at a parliamentary debate, he highly appraised NTU has built a leading center in AI. So our course project can be a real world project in the corp lab instead of a toy project. And we also built this IPP program, the Alibaba NTU Talent Program, which is the first such IPP program which have the monthly allowance of $5,000. Yeah, which is very special PhD student. They are a full-time PhD student on campus. Meanwhile, they are also a full-time employee for the Alibaba. So besides Alibaba, we also built various of the IPP program to with Salesforce and like Singtel and other like local industry. Yeah. And our research has impacted various of the domains and the society. So this is Dr. Amy Cole, appraise our joint NTU UBC Research Excellence Center for Active Living for Elderly. The name is very long. The short name is called Lily. Yeah. So Lily has designed various of the aging solutions, like through like AI, game AI, and other technologies towards ageless aging society. And HP NTU Research Center is also it's also HP's first such corp lab. Yeah, we know like HP is very close to Stanford, and they choose NTU to set up this corp lab. Yeah. And our professors like Wei Chen and Professor Zheng Jieming, Prof. Liu Yang, Professor Sino, like they are designing like AI solutions for HP. Yeah. Yeah. So we are also like the first program in Singapore for set up like sustainable green center, yeah, green data center. So our campus is very green, and we have professors which lead the first such effort in Singapore for the green data center, yeah, which is very successful. And Professor Wong also won this Digital Archival Award at Singapore Computer Society, the Tech Leader Award 2022. And then we also set up the AMD lab, which our undergraduate students also can enjoy using the GPU, the most advanced GPU by AMD. Yeah. So our students have been won various of the award, but due to the time limitation, okay, I will not go through details of everyone. We have won like IHPC supercomputing, like those awards led by Professor Francis Lee for continuous 5 years, ACM competition, then F1 Grand Prix. Yeah, so many awards. So these are the supercomputing competition. Yeah. So as you can see, professors bring students to the world top, like international competitions. You know any one of them? Yeah. Okay, so this is Professor Lee and he and his team. Yeah. Okay, so besides the supercomputing competition, our students also won the champions for the business ideas, Tech Plaza. So this is a competition by IMDA and SG Tech. Okay, whereas of Hackathon by IEEE, yeah, and also the Google Hackathon. So you'll be very much excited for various of the activities, competitions, hackathons. Yeah. So before I end my presentation, so I want to use this KISS principle, keep it simple and straightforward. Okay, so I hope everyone can enjoy your new learning journey on this beautiful campus with positive thinking, open-mindedness, and very importantly, persistence. So everyone will encounter various of the difficulties, no matter in learning or programming, right? Yeah, sometimes you debug a long time, yeah, and cannot compile successfully. Yeah, so our goal is to train like the future leaders. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, and wish you a fun and fulfilling university experience with us. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Mile. Let us now invite Professor Sun Ai-Sin, Assistant Chair for Academics, to give us the academic briefing. Prof. Sun, please.
Good morning. Let me share my screen. Okay, I'm Ai-Sin from SCSE. First of all, warm welcome to all the SCSE freshmen. So this presentation will be more on the academic matters, all right? So you have watched the chair's message, and the chair is supported by 4 associate chairs, academic, faculty, research, and students, all right? And Prof. Nicholas cannot make it today, so I'm helping to brief the academic matters. Okay, first of all, very important things. The school starts from 8th of August, all right? Each semester is 13 teaching weeks. If you do a search academic calendar NTU, you are able to get the web page shown on the right. This shows the teaching week, the arrangement, right? So we have 13 teaching weeks for this semester, starting from 8th of August. And 9th of August is National Day, so it's a public holiday, so we don't have classes on 9th of August, all right? One thing to note is that in between week 7 and week 8, there is a 1 week break. So this will help you to catch up on whatever you haven't been able to during the first half. You may need to allocate sometimes, prepare your quiz or work on assignments. So this will be the wonderful time, all right? Or you want to go for a very short break, like 2 days trip to Malaysia or Indonesia, that's also fine. So that's the time to take a break. Okay. So this is from the NTU homepage. If you choose, I'm a current student, and the first thing you see is NTU Learn. So that means NTU Learn is a very, very important resource for students. So basically, NTU Learn is the website supporting all the your studies, right? You are able to find all the course documents on NTU Learn, the lecture notes, tutorials, lab menus, reading materials, some of the makeup class information or announcement from your lectures. There are also some other courses that's delivered through the LAMS video, where you are able to conduct a self-paced learning, all right, watch the videos and complete the quiz in the videos and so on, right? So basically, all the things regarding your academic learning will be happening on NTU Learn, okay? And just note that access to NTU Learn will only be activated 1 or 2 days after completing matriculation and upon payment of course fee and upon registration through STARS. That means you have registered that course, then you're able to see that course, all right? If you haven't registered, then probably you will not be able to access that course. So this is how the NTU Learn look like, all right? And this is to log in. You need to use your NTU account, and you need to use the full account. So basically your username at student.men.ntu.edu.st, all right? So don't just simply type your username, it doesn't work. You need to type in the full email address. And you'll be using the full email address for the other softwares that is provided by NTU, for example, Microsoft Office, all right? Okay, and this is the page where you log into NTU Learn. And I'm currently at the institution page, all right? And there is a quick guide to show you the different things, okay? And if you click the courses on the left-hand side, you will see the courses you have registered for the current semester, all right? So I log into the website using my own account, which shows the courses I'm teaching, all right? And for you, it'll be the courses that you have registered and going to study in this semester. And there are other tools on the left-hand side you can explore later when you have access. Okay, now very important things, curriculum. So basically what you're going to study in the next 4 years, all right? And before that, there is an important intra-page net for you to check your degree audit, minor declaration, and course registrations and all these things. So this is a service website that's very important for you. The degree audit will basically list down all the courses you have completed and all the courses and the grades you have obtained, all right? And your year of standing, let's say year 1, year 2, year 3, and so on and so forth. So you'll find more information there in the intro page. Okay, so NTU's academic structure for undergraduate program is based on academic units, so what we call AU, right? Which is a way to measure the workload. So typically, SCSE core courses is 3 AUs, okay, which involves about 3 hours of class per week, including lecture, seminar, tutorial, and some have laboratory and physical exercises, all right? And of course, students is expected to spend another 2 or 3 hours per week on preparation or revision. So the official interaction hours will be about 3 hours, and you need to spend another 2 or 3 hours to study this course. And that is basically for one course, about 3 AUs. So in terms of the overall requirement to get a degree, you need to complete about 130 AUs or 150 AUs, depends on the program, all right? So the structure of this program is that 60% of the courses, if you compute it based on AU, 60% of the courses is about the major requirements. So these are the courses distinguish your program from other programs. Let's say this is the core courses for computer science, core courses for data science and AI, or core courses for mechanical engineering or aerospace engineering, right? So these are the requirements for this particular major or for this particular program. Recently, we also have a new initiative of interdisciplinary collaborative core, all right? And this will include the common core of fundamental course. So this is to provide you for a dynamically changing working environment so that you are not very restricted to only the things that are relevant to your program, but broadening your fundamentals, all right? And there are also broadening and deepening electives. So this is the kind of free elective you can choose from any of the courses offered by NTU, right? This occupy about 15%, okay? And to help you to give a better structure or a better planning of how to arrange your courses, we actually have worked out a sample schedule. Let's say these are the 8 courses or 5 courses you need to study in this semester, and that's another 5 courses you need to study in the year 3 and year 4, and so on and so forth, all right? And you can go to our SCSE homepage and choose your program and look at the schedule we have prepared for you, all right? For example, the year 1 semester 1 courses has been pre-registered for you, right? So these are the recommended courses for computer science. So I just take this as an example. You may find exactly the same thing for computer engineering because the first year, computer science and computer engineering, they share the same course, all right? So we'll study computer thinking and programming, digital logic, physics for computing, mathematics 1, discrete maths, and some other courses. So you may notice that the number of AUs are 3 AUs, and the type of these courses are core courses, all right? And this last one, for those who do not manage to pass the English qualification test, you need to study this course. And you may notice that this is 0 AU, but you have to complete this in order to get your degree, all right? So for each program, the table on top gives you the total number of AUs you need to complete in 4 years. So for computer science and computer engineering, it's about 135. For data science AI, it's about 131 or 133, and you can check from the website. For double degree, it's about 155. All right, so the workload for the double degree will be slightly higher. NTU have also gave a pre-approved list of the mock courses. So these are the courses that is available online. You're able to take on your own, right? And you may choose to transfer the credit to your program to fulfill the broadening and deepening elective requirements. All right. So that means for the BDE components, you can choose courses from NTU. You can also choose some of the courses from other universities that offered through mock. Okay. And now this is the grade. All right. And we have the grade points that are assigned to each of the grade you get for a course. So after you get the course, there could be coursework requirement, there could be a final exam, but eventually you may get A+, you may get an A. If you do not do that well, you may get A-. All right. And on the right hand side, that's the points you get for each graded or for each grade, right? A+ 5, A is 5, A1, A- is 4.5, B+ 4.0, and so on and so forth. All right. So for each course, we have the number of EU, and you have this grade point, and you can take a weighted average, and that will be your GPA. All right. And collectively, after 4 years, if your GPA is above 4.5, you will get the honors with highest distinction. If your GPA is in the range of 4.0 to 4.5, you will get honors with distinction. All right. A very important thing is that your GPA cannot be lower than 2.0. If your GPA is lower than 2.0, even if you have cleared all the AU requirements, that means you get a D or D+, right? You pass that all the subjects, but no degree will be awarded. All right. So you need to be very careful to make sure that your CGPA is always 2.0 and above. Okay. And for SCSE students, this typically not a major issue, right? And there shouldn't be, you shouldn't worry too much about this. Okay. Then if you really find that the recommended schedule is too fast and you cannot take that much loads, or there are some medical reasons so that you didn't manage to attend the final exam, so you didn't manage to clear that course, or you need to take a bit longer to complete the program. So the maximum candidature is 6 years. All right. So if you cannot finish all the EU's requirements beyond 6 years, then it's also a sad story. Okay. And if you choose to, let's see, to spend your time on a startup, so you need to take a leave of absence, right? And that's also fine. The maximum you can take the leave of absence is 3 years. Okay, so that's you cannot take more than 3 years for absence. Okay, this is something special for first year, all right? Very special. This is basically for the freshmen who need more time to adjust during the transition to university education, because the university education and JSC or Poly or other qualifications quite different, right? You might need some time to adjust. So during your first 2 semesters, you can get up to 6 letter graded courses, which you do not pass. That means a grade F, right? You cannot pass. And this will be exempted from the GPA calculation. Okay. So if you get a D or D+, you will get a 1.5 or 1 for your GPA, will be calculated in your GPA, right? But if you get an F, it will be exempted, right? But if you look at the last point, the grades for all attempts, including those exempted from GPA computation, will be reflected on your transcript, right? Means that you can take this, you can make use of this scheme, right? But you will see an F grade in your final transcript, which might be needed by your employer to get the interview, right? So you need to consider, all right? On one hand, this is some benefit for the students, for the first year students. On the other hand, it does have some records somewhere. Okay, exchange program. So before the COVID, there's a large number of students having overseas experience, all right? And now with the easing of the traveling requirements, looks like it's quite possible to have overseas experience. So you should plan your exchange before your final year project and your internship. And typically, exchange happens in the year 2 semester 2 or year 3 semester 1, all right? And you can plan your travel early, identify which university or which institute you plan to visit, and you choose a course that can be mapped to the SCSE courses, okay? So all the results obtained from the exchange program at overseas will be transferred back to NTU as a pass-fail. And this is basically to take into consideration that there could be a slightly different kind of requirement, there could be a language issues and whatever. So it will take it as a pass-fail. That means the exchange courses, right, will fulfill your AUs, but will not affect your GPA, okay, because it's a pass-fail. Okay, I'll give you 2 seconds to read the slides. So we are very concerned about this, right? And we take a zero tolerance stance for such offenses. So just to be very careful on this, right? And you can find the other guidelines from the NTU Code of Conduct for Students, which is freely available online as well. Okay, another very important issue regarding course exemptions. And I provide a link here. You can search for course exemption NTU. You will get this link as well, right? So we follow a policy defined by a college to give exemptions. So this one particular slide is prepared for A-level IB and AUS High students, all right? So for A-level IB students and also AUS High, I do not mention here, you can have exemptions of up to 9 AUs, right? If you get an A grade or 7 grades, that means highest grade for H2 or HL, that means the highest level, right, of the subjects. So for maths, you can be exempted from the MH 1810 core subjects, which is 3 AU. And for physics, you can be exempted from SE 1013, which is a course 3 AU, right? A special arrangement for computing. So if you get an A grade for H2 level computing, and you will be kind of eligible to apply for a qualification test for exemption of SE 1003. And this because the SE 1003 is the first programming course which lays the foundation for your 4 years study. And we noticed that even if you get an H2A grade, you might reach the level of requirement for the prerequisites for SE 1007. And that's why we need to arrange a test to make sure that your programming skills are indeed up to the requirements for the next level course, which is like data structure or algorithms, all this, all right? So if you are eligible and you want to have SE 1003 exempted, please send the email to Dr. Lok Yuanren by tomorrow, right, to show your willingness, and Dr. Lok will arrange an online test for you, all right? And if you pass the test, then you'll be have a choice of whether you still want to continue SE 1003 or you can be exempted, all right? But if you fail that test, then sorry, you have to take this 1003. Okay, so based on the past experiences, very, very few students choose to exempt SE 1003. Okay, this is just for your information, all right? Another arrangement that students who have done university courses or participate in projects in NTU may be exempted up to 3 AUs of BDE, and this is case-by-case arrangement. You can write to academic office and we will decide whether to give you exemption or not, all right? So do email us if you don't receive message from school and think that you are eligible for this. On the other hand, exemptions will only be reflected in the degree audit at the end of the semester 1, not right now. But you can still see what courses have been exempted for you, because for the first semester, we pre-registered courses. If you find that mathematics is not registered for you, that means you basically has been exempted from this mathematics course, all right? So this slides for the poly students. For poly students who qualify for exemptions, no need to apply, and the system will do the exemption for you. Again, the exemptions will be only reflected in the degree audit at the end of semester 1, all right? So if you are confident about programming, again, please email Dr. Locke to arrange the test, all right? And for students who have participated in NTU SCSE projects, there's a chance that you may be exempted for another 3 AUs under BDE or MPE, all right? So for exemption for Mathematics 1, it depends on the program. So we take Diploma Plus program, certificate in mathematics. I showed some of the certificate here, all right? And you need to write to us case by case. So if you have done the such certificate, all right, then you might be exempted from the Mathematics 1, all right? But certificates of achievements, recognition, participation, academic excellence, all these things are not counted, all right? We only recognize the Diploma Plus program, the ones I show here. Okay, some of the courses in the final exam, there's a need to use calculators. The calculators cannot be too advanced, right? You can see the approved models in this link, right? If you consider, if you bring a laptop saying that it's a calculator, then probably it's not that right? So we have a list of models you can use, all right? If your model is, and you need to do the registration for this, all right? I show the days and the time and the venue, so you can register your calculators. So if your calculator is not in the listed, the model is not in the listed, it might take a bit longer time to register. Okay, so SCSE is a very big school, right? We have about 700 students per year. So 4 years, we'll have about 3,000 undergraduate students. So there will be a lot of issues related to academic, and this the academic office, right? And they will help you to resolve your issues. But please send your emails using the rule-based email, right? Which I show on the right-hand side, SCSE and the graduates, SCSE reclassification, the mock, and the last one will be taken care by Prof. Quack, all right? The student care. Okay, so you'll be staying here for 4 years, and study is not the only thing. Also, I'm providing an academic briefing, all right? Try to network, make friends, all right? And even make lifelong friends. Be active, all right, to improve your soft skills through the program, study, attending classes, and also co-curriculum activities, as well as community work, all right? And enjoy your stay at SCSE, all right? We believe this will be the wonderful 4 years for all of you, and this is true for many of our past students as well. Okay, so this is my last slide. Have fun and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Soon. A quick reminder for all freshmen to key any question you have using the Zoom Q&A function. Let us now invite Professor Quek Yok Chai, Associate Chair for Students, to give us the student care briefing. We're talking about all welfare and transforming methods. Prof. Quek, please. Hi, Prof. Quek, your mic is muted.
Okay, can you all hear me now? Okay, let's do some logistics first. Can you see my slides? Good. Right, a warm welcome to everyone to your freshman orientation of fresh TOP transitional program. I'm Chai Quek. I've been with this school almost since it started. Next year, the school will be 35 years old. Okay, my office consists of myself, Chai Quek. We have an assistant chair in charge of student, Hong Lai. as an assistant chair in charge of alumni and outreach, Chong Kao. We have a manager, Nash, a pastoral care person, Aiden, and an AA outreach, Natalie. So if you look at the brief, essentially we look after the student the moment they enter until the moment they finish the degree and end up as alumni until they kaput. So entire 一条龙, one train job. Okay, we'll now revisit the important calendar that Prof. Soon has shown. There are areas, we are now in the portion of the calendar that is green in color, week 0, where everybody is having hee hee ha ha. All right, and come the period of yellow. Okay, yellow, we have 7 weeks of yellow, followed by 1 week of break. Then another 6 weeks of yellow, then another lot of orange. Okay, given that we have provided this framework of different time of your semester, it is necessary for you to plan how you're going to manage your study. Nothing can be done last minute. There might be lots of suggestions by your seniors that, oh, the last minute we mark it in, we will pass. Believe you me, it doesn't work. All right. So plan out your calendar nicely. You always go as a group. Don't study alone. Form a group to study such that you get ready before the exam period, which is in the orange part, or which is in the orange part. All right. Most of you are new to the university environment. Your JC, your poly slightly close enough, but your IB program or your A-level program does not equip you to live away from family or to make independent decision. Here in the university setting, we also need to care about your well-being, not just your academic well-being, we also need to take care of your pastoral or your emotional well-being. Okay, so we look at academic mentoring and pastoral care. Every one of you be assigned from day one, within the next 2 weeks, one mentor who will stay with you throughout the entire stay of your SCSE journey. And you can assess who is the mentor using the following link. We will strongly encourage you to see your mentor regularly, at least minimum once per semester. But by right, it should be once every week, every month, to actually update or relate to them what are your problems you're facing. Okay, there are certain roles. It takes 2 to tango. Okay, so we'll define the role of the academic mentor. The academic mentor is actually one of the professors who will meet you on a regular basis, ideally once a week. Need not be face-to-face. We can also have email, call, SMS, WhatsApp, or Zoom. Okay. The purpose of this is to establish, check on your progress and well-being, and provide advice and suggestion to you, particularly on career, aspiration, and field of interest. Also intervene early to provide support and referral for those that slip between the gap financially or academically, and review your study plan for add-drop period. So we look at the role of the mentor. Let's look at your role. Okay, you are supposed to be meeting your mentor on a regular basis, again, once a month, and not just limited to face-to-face. Everything that can be communicated offline asynchronously can be done. Okay, you meet your mentor for this particular freshman week. You meet your mentor within the first 2 weeks of semester 1, which is week 1 and week 2, to update your well-being and adaptation to university. This is important. And also to provide your contactable number and next of kin in case of an emergency, so that we can update on the portal those key contact points, particularly for international students. Okay, because there are cases where international students are scammed. So there must be somewhere somebody can contact them. They use the notion of being far away, they scam them, and they actually lose lots of money as a result of that. Students should get to know their mentor to benefit from the guidance as well as the support that we provide. And most importantly, following them 4 years and knowing them well, you take them out for coffee, they take you out for coffee. Then they can write you a beautiful testimony for your job application. Don't wait until 4 years, never see the person and ask for a testimony. How are we to write? Okay. So you notice the little logo we have, the mentor is our little fairy that stays with you, like the grasshopper in Pinocchio. We are there to advise you, okay, what of the evil of society, okay, of the evil of what can happen in NTU. Okay, so just to get a feel of the nationality that is here in our campus, can you do a Slido survey? Okay, use a QR code and then get a feel. ASEAN, 100%. See. No Indian student? Not too bad. Well, means basically, we are still right. We're about 80%. We have the highest number of international students in the whole university. Okay, we are about 70+% Singaporean or Singapore citizen or PR. A lot from ASEAN, a lot from India and China as well. Okay, this year our China intake might be lesser because of the COVID situation back there. Okay, so this 20+ of international students. By left and by right, the government say only maximum 10%, but our school has about 20+% of international students. Okay, because of the popularity of our program. So for this international student, it's not a matter of just coming here to take a degree. You know the place well by living with the people there. Okay, I stayed in UK for 6 years, Scotland. I get to know them because I have coffee down in the garden with them, okay, on a daily basis. So you have to be mingle with the local, all right? So that gives us a feel that it's roughly the 20+% international population. Although the ASEAN people are very close. Okay, so we mentioned that there are on paper, when we admit you by left and by right should be able to clear the degree. But of course, there are situations where things happen, the economic situation, certain family issues. So and some students actually slip through. So the academic mentoring structure provides us a formal framework to allow students to seek for guidance and advice. And it's effective only when you go and see your professors. Okay, we have an electronic monitoring, a mentoring system, which the student can see what the mentor wrote about the discussion they have, vice versa. We also identify weak students with the support in SCSE, okay, and essentially those with CGPA below 2.0, these are automatically flagged by the system. We have two approaches, peer coaching and peer tutoring, where we are getting the senior years who are having 4.0 and above in those subjects that they're helping out to help the weaker student in peer coaching and peer tutoring. So coaching and tutoring are two different things. Coaching refers to 1 to 2, means personalized tutor for those at risk with CGPA 2.0 and below. Peer tutoring is a service that our school, through the generosity of our chair, has provided for the weaker students who want to improve their grades. So pastoral care for at risk can actually email to us for further help. All right. You notice this is the same repeat of that. The highest distinction is our formerly called first class, then for second upper, third class, then ordinary degree. you notice that having D plus actually don't get you a degree. You can see that treading line, actually you're almost sinking. Anyone below 2.0 is actually will be flagged by the university to us, and not only those with 2.0 and below, also those with 1 CGPA drop in their academic year will also be flagged to us, and the mentors would actually send out all-point bulletin, APB, to look for the student and find out what's happening to the state of the student. Okay, so bear in mind, you need a minimum of 2.0 to get out. So this is the waterline. So no matter whether you can advance with D plus or D, is useless. You need a minimum grade throughout of C minimum. Okay, the maximum candidature means you can dabao and repeat and whatnot is 6 years. Don't do that. If you are qualified for 4 years, do it in 4 years. You can do it slightly faster, but don't try to do much faster because the degree is a heavy degree. Okay, so we adopt a kampong approach to guide the undergraduate. We have at the beginning all the student activity, which are the peer teaching, the freshman buddy, the emergency grant, okay, at the student end. We also involve the clubs, okay, for community involvement projects, the operation of the student lounge. For your information, we have the nod from the boss to upgrade your lounge. Okay, so hopefully when everything is moved through, by the end of the year, you have a new upgraded new lounge and holistic feedback system. We also have leadership grooming through student life as well as involvement with Singapore Computer Society. From the university side, the staff provides the mentorship and also the grassroots filler, our RC member, to catch those that are in trouble. And on top of that, we also have alumni coming in to chip in. Okay, so the CARE in SCSE adopt a learn, unlearn, and relearn. Whatever you learn in the past may no longer be relevant here. You have to unlearn them and rehash them under a new system to advance yourself. So when you come in, you have the orientation, you have the mentor session. Then while you are 4 years in here, you have your bonding, which are organized through the student club. We have the support for those weaker students as well as the guidance for career development. Then you graduate into an alumni. The alumni provides career mentoring to the undergraduate. We also provide alumni networking as well as value-added business opportunities. Okay, we are trying to change that into a business club so that there is a reason for you want to come back to the alma mater. Okay, just a note, we have just done a dry run of clay target shooting for the alumni, and we will be running the AGM as clay target shooting to involve a process of learning and unlearning. Hopefully by August we have it done. Okay, freshman orientation provides an objective outcome-based program to instill in you adaptability. So that's for the chairman, the MC, to make sure that we have all this achieved under the orientation program. Okay, stress and time management, that's what you have most in the university. The ability to communicate not just within, but outside your group. Okay, teamwork, objective and goal setting, as well as performance review. Okay, so that's the orientation program. And we also have the Meet the Mentor, provides a venue to a platform for the freshmen to introduce to their respective academic mentor. Okay, so make use of these to fully charge your beginning of your trip through SCSE. Okay, leave of absence, you are, as Prof. Sun has mentioned, you are allowed 3 years of leave of absence. Okay, it's not any leave of absence. Typically, we grant them for medical reason. We grant them for financial reason where the student needs to earn money to keep the family going. We also grant them for a personal internship, okay? And how fast can one be kicked out of the degree? So if you are in first sem, if you did badly, you have academic warning, okay? Then you have AP. We get academic warning once your CGPA falls below 2.0. The first warning is AW, then followed by academic probation, then termination. So the fastest time you leave for the handman game is actually 1.5 years, and you're kicked out. Okay, you can appeal, and if your appeal is, if you do not show genuine effort to or remorse to pull up yourself, of course the appeal will not be supported. Okay, student life as a university is not about study. It's no fun. We have activities not only in the clubs or we also have activities in the halls. Okay, in the halls we have things for Spartan, for cooking, for finance, for pottery, for dance, etc. Okay, so I strongly encourage, if you are given a chance to stay in the hall, stay in it and participate in the hall activities. Okay, we have been very fortunate in having many professors who are residents in the hall. We have our chair who is in hall 1, Prof. Li Fang in hall 2, Douglas in hall 3, Owen in hall 3, Shen Wei in hall 5, myself in hall 7, Prof. Ling in hall 14, Chong Gao in Tanjong, and Prof. Lu in 13. We are trying to bring in more people so that we have someone on the ground to care for you in the hall. So these are very nice people. You don't just find them when you have problems. You can take them out for coffee in the hall as well. They are very nice people to talk to. So residential education is essentially developed as a program to enrich your life in the hall. So, which is highly, ethnic sensitive. So we have things like oficina, which is a halal kitchen. We have also the connoisseur, which is a fusion kitchen. So we teach Peranakan food or Jewish food in the aficionado. In fact, we actually had one stage a master potter from Japan that teaches us how to do pottery. Okay, in the alumni activity, hopefully all of you will end up as an alumni. In the alumni, we have social activity, which we call the hee-hee-ha-ha. We have go-kart, clay target shooting, etc., but with some agenda in there. We also have events that actually look at personal growth. Okay, things like how to buy a property or how to look at the market in Singapore. Okay, and we have entrepreneur, how to start up a company. So we have forums where we invite the people to share their experience. Okay, so the protocol for you all. Discipline case comes to me, then we escalate to Prof. Woon, and then we form a closed loop. From the big problem, we become smaller, and then we solve it. Rarely we escalate to the chair's level. Okay, if we can help you, we'll help you the moment we see you. Not the buck stop on our table. It does not get ping pong to any others. Okay, so this is the least we can promise you. Okay, so students are smart. They want to be exposed to many things. We have professors that leads different types of competition, supercomputing student cluster competition. We have ACM International Collegiate program. We have F110 competition. We have Innovation Lab, etc., etc. And most of them that participated in such systems, such competition, are actually offered a job almost instantly by Google, Microsoft immediately once their name are on the roster. So make use of this to enrich yourself and prove that you carry the flag for SCSE. Okay, so we have Prof. Lok Yuan Ren taking over from Francis Lee as a mentor for supercomputing, Prof. Huang Xiaoyin from Imperial College, looking after the collegiate. Her students involved in the collegiate competition are actually step up almost completely by Google and Microsoft. Then we have the F10, the newly minted one by Prof. Irvin, and we have the Innovation Lab, Prof. Po An. So these are some of the hackathon that we have actually worked together with SCSE, as the technology people, as well as the SCS society. All right, so these I'll flash very quickly. Financial aid, the sets of slides I'm showing you will be shared to you through Prof. Nick's portal. Okay, so those that needs available information on financial aid can click on all this. Of course, we are living on a campus that has many animals. Okay, wild boar, monkeys, whatnot. Okay, so do know which of these to report to. Okay, and of course, not everyone goes through the university without being scarred. So there are, although there low crime, it does not mean that there's no crime on NTU. Okay, so these are the other websites that or cares that you can have, and I'll leave it to you to scroll through them on your own. Okay, we have our student that develop an app for you. Okay, so you'll be looking at the student app to provide feedback, pastoral support, which is to engage counseling, teaching support to volunteer, etc. Okay, and this is the app. You download this app. I'll wait for a while you scan the QR code. Okay, unfortunately, we don't have enough money. Otherwise, each one you download will give you something. Okay, I think next year I will ask the boss for some money to buy gifts for those who have downloaded the app. Okay, so this is the Facebook page for the student care. Okay, so library also provides you a learning process. So I'll leave you to check the QR code and start smart. Our library has been endowed with lots of very useful features. Okay, make full use of this library, digital library, in your study. Okay, we no longer use physical book. Everything is e-copy. Okay, I would strongly encourage everyone who has the means to go overseas to go overseas. Don't do virtual, do the outbound. Okay, either as an exchange program or as a work study stream. Get out and see the world. Okay, this year they are opening up. The rest of the world are opening up. So make an effort to go out, even if you have to borrow some money to go. Just go and see and pick subjects that matters, not subjects that go hee hee ha ha. Because hee hee ha ha later you suffer. Okay. And when you're overseas, my strong advice to you is avoid the vices. Don't try their weed or whatever, because when you return, it takes ages to clear those. And once they do a urine test on you, you'll be caught. So avoid all those vices when you're overseas. Okay, Intuitive we do collaborate with Intuitive through the Innovation Lab, where they are willing to chip in money as a startup for you all. Okay. Career Office. All right. You can see this logo, scan it. Once you scan it, you can go up to the Career Office. Okay, and they'll give you a present. Okay, so scan it, get some thumb drive from them. Okay, so these are providing opportunities for you to groom your career. What to look out for, how to start an interview, etc., etc. All the grooming efforts are done in here. And the most important thing, remember Patrick. Patrick is the gentleman that actually coaches our people how to ace in an interview. Okay, with that, This is the end of it. One final thing. When you are here doing your final year project, you don't just do your project, you also find a partner. Because 2 graduate income is better than 1. Okay, and to buy a condominium in Singapore now, you need lots of money. Okay, even buy a BTO flat, you also need lots of money. So 2 graduate income is better than 1. Okay, thank you. And enjoy your stay in SCSE. We are the best and will always be the best. I'll stop my sharing now.
All right. Thank you, Prof. Quek. We will now be having our Q&A. Do note that due to time constraints, we might not be able to answer all your questions. So if you do not answer them here today, feel free to ask your seniors or send us an email.
All right, so we will take up on the first question. Will the slides and the recordings of this session be made available to the students?
Yes, of course. The videos and slides will all be provided to you all. We never hide anything. We are always there.
Okay, thanks, Prof. We'll have our second question, which is, will Com Science or Com Eng students be having quizzes during recess?
Oh, I see.
A break, right? That means a break.
It's how you manage your time. Remember what I was telling you, there's 7 weeks of nice color, and 1 week of holiday, and it's just management of time. Don't ever do last minute. You can party and last minute you'll die. You have a wake up, you have a hangover when you wake up.
So what I mean is that the quizzes will not be, official quizzes will not be arranged during recess week. All right. So recess week is your own time. It's a time for you to take a break. All right.
As well as to do revision.
Okay, we'll take on the next question. Can international students apply for exchange programs?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? We do not discriminate against anyone. This is a university, a school that is for everyone. The boss will vouch for that.
All right.
But we cannot pay for everything. You have to pay for yourself. Your holiday trip after that.
Yeah, got it. Okay, we'll move on to our next question. Is there extra math lessons for students who are struggling with math?
I think we do. Maths is one that is on the radar day 1. So those who are doing it will get to see notice going out that there are peer teaching classes available. So the peer tutors will speak to the course coordinator for course material. Okay, so they provide additional questions and answers for the to guide the less endowed student. They're not weaker, just less endowed. So does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Could you tell us who we should email for matters of course exemption?
You go for the rule-based email, SCSE undergraduate.
Okay, for this question, right, I'll get your respective CGLs to send you guys the exact email so that you will know who exactly to email. All right. Next, if somehow I fail a course, is there a receipt or recourse?
Typically, is retake. Means that you need to restart the cycle from day 1.
For all year 1 subject, is repeated every semester, so you don't get missed. You will never miss any one of them. Year 2, I think it's also if it's also the same. It's the year elective that are difficult.
All right. The next question is about the exemptions. So is certificate in university preparatory program in mathematics counted for course exemption?
For this one, please write to academic office using the rule-based email, all right? And we'll give an answer there.
All right, next one. Is there a minimum year that we can graduate? Because I'm a transfer student and have already learned many of the courses.
For freshmen, I don't think we transfer credit to our program, right? So you'll be treated as a freshman.
The fastest for freshmen, if you study and study and study, 3 years, 3.5.
3.5 is a bit normal.
Yes.
Probably 3 years is extreme. Yeah.
Yes. Once 3 years, you actually have to put in a piece of cloth over your head called kamikaze. 神风必胜. You study every day. Then you miss the fun of the university. Okay, the smart business people are not those with first class. They're those who try out new opportunities in starting up a company. They are the one that employ the first class.
Just to clarify on the question, right? The student that was asking, it was a transfer student. So he's asking about, he or she was asking about whether there's a minimum amount of time that it takes for transfer students to graduate. Yeah.
I'm not sure about this special case, but I'm not sure what do you mean by transfer, right? So this is this session is for freshmen, so we treat it as a freshman session. So if it's a bit special, try to contact us through email.
Got that. Okay, our next question is about how can we apply for exchange programs?
Well, it's still a bit early, all right? As I mentioned, the best is
Year 3.
the second semester, year 2, first semester, year 3. By then, you have many friends, many seniors available, could provide you good advices.
When you go for exchange, go as far as possible away from Singapore. Don't do exchange in Malaysia. No point. So you go Europe, go Northern America, go Korea, as far as possible to see a different environment for yourself, to enrich yourself. Of course, it costs money lah. So in the meantime, earn tuition money to keep for your exchange.
All right, the next question is also pertaining to exchange. Can BCG students go for overseas exchanges?
Why not? If they can manage their time. If they want to do it fast, they don't have the slot for overseas exchange. Because BCG is a special breed. They want it fast. They want it good. So at the end of it, something has to suffer. They have to work double hard. And they are among the top being paid outside in the private sector. Because don't forget, there are 2 degrees involved. There's a business degree and there's a computing degree. You may satisfy us, you may not satisfy the business degree. But it's the business degree that's easy to satisfy, not our degree. Does it help?
Yeah, it does help. So the next question is still relating to overseas opportunities. Is there cyber security opportunities, especially for overseas semesters or internship?
I think you're in your court.
Yeah, I think you need to do some homework to find out. All right. So we have a relationship with quite a good number of universities, and they provide all the different kind of courses, right? And it is also kind of common to do overseas internship as well, right? Even for myself, I do have students did internship with Google and Microsoft in US, right? So you need to do some homework to find out which one is the best one you are looking for. Yeah.
So exchange does not only exchange per semester for academic exchange, it also involves internship where you do some career sandwich degree type thing.
But do take a note that for some internship, there could be multiple rounds of interviews, right? It's not necessary to say that I want to go for internship with Google, I will go there, right? So it's a double-sided choice.
So they can pick you, you can pick them. But if you want to join Google or Goldman Sachs, they have more interviews for you.
All right, so in summary, for internships, right, usually the students have to go and register for the internship themselves and go through the interview, and then they can email the school to let them know that they have found the internship company.
So that
Okay,
is personal internship. If it's official internship, CAO will do it.
Yeah. So there's an official list from university you can choose from. Yeah.
But the
Right.
official, the reason for official means we have done the background check on those company. No hanky-panky company. For personal internship, it could be somebody's uncle in some other Tom, Dick, and Harry country. So that one we have to do background check as well. So that there's no below the table type transaction. Okay, but if it's personal internship, nobody cares. It's your own gain. Okay, there's an official internship and there's a personal internship. And to be frank, most of the PCG has multiple personal internship. They'll take one year away, 2 semesters doing different internship with, say, Goldman Sachs, UBS, you name it. And they do it on their own initiative without us pushing them. That's why this is a special breed of student that we have.
Thanks, Prof, for all your insights and like all your advice about taking courses in SCSE. So the next question, this will be our last question. So the question is it possible to switch courses from either like comp science to DSAI or maybe from computer engineering to comp science?
Right. But there's a lot of constraints. So the constraints that, for example, you switch between computer science and computer engineering, all right? We'll need to look at your application materials. So means that when you apply to university applications materials, right? Different program may have different cutoff. So if you want to switch over your university score, your score must meet the cutoff of another program, all right? So it's not the case. Let's see, I come to, for example, I know medical school is good. So I come to mechanical engineering, then I switch to medical. That's probably not that possible, all right? And so because of the different cutoff. So that same thing applies to all programs. So DSAI, computer science, computer engineering, double degree, they all have different cutoffs, all right? So if, let's say you're a 90 pointer, then probably that's solve the problem, all right? You probably can switch. But after when you do the switch, you need to check what the courses can be mapped to another program, right? For computer engineering, computer science, probably easier. But for DSAI and computer engineering, there could be more mismatch, all right? So some of the courses will not be counted in the other side, right? So this is one issue. There are other issues Prof. Quek mentioned. There are some constraints on the percentage of, for example, foreigners, right? And that applies to program. So let's say for this program, we already have or reach the cap of foreigners, then we cannot take any more foreigners. It's just by the regulation, you cannot take more than how many percent of foreigners. Then we reach that percent, regardless how many marks you have, regardless how your GPA is, we just count, all right? Unless someone drop from that program, then there's a free one slot there, all right? So there's a lot of constraints and it's not guaranteed, but it's possible.
Yeah, I think on one hand, nothing is impossible. Yeah, so all kind of the transfer is possible. But on the other hand, I think most important is you need to evaluate yourself. What is the best for yourself? Because with the Internet of Things, metaverse, so computer engineer, okay, who has both software and hardware like expertise, is also increasingly become more and more like hot, no matter in the market or in the academic career. So once you start your learning journey and knows what is your strength and what is the best for you, no need to be because computer science last year got the highest salary out, desperate transfer to computer science. I think, yeah. So that's my like 2 cents for you.
Just to give you a take, you know the AXS machine that you are using to pay your telephone bill. You know who created the machine? Anyone? Even the MC. Oh, Any one of you can just pop in an answer. Who created that machine? The AXS machine to pay your bills.
It's an NTU student, right, Prof?
It's your school. Oi,
Oh.
second batch.
Yeah.
Second batch. Okay. So he's
Yeah.
a computer, he was actually SAS degree, computer technology degree. All right.
Yeah.
He sold the company to DBS. DBS appoint him as the CEO of the holding company.
Yeah. And our new SAP managing director in Singapore is also from our computer engineering graduate.
So always go for something that is not normally taken, right? Because the reward is huge. Start up a company. Somebody will buy it from you if your company is good. We have many of these cases in NTU SCSE.
Yeah.
Okay. But don't waste the money once you sell your company.
Yeah, our Dean of College of Engineering is also our Vice President in Innovation. So, I mean, very much like encourage for various of the innovation initiative.
Yeah, thanks, Prof, for providing all your insights and all these interesting facts about our SCSE like students and our history as well. We'll now come to the end of the Q&A session, and we would like to thank our professors, Professor Mel Chun Yen, Professor Sonai Singh, and Professor Kwek Hyok Chai for taking the time to speak with us today.
We also like to thank all our freshmen for attending today's session. If you still have any questions about life in SCSE, feel free to approach your GLs and seniors.
We have come to the end of the SCSE Freshman Welcome.
And we hope you will enjoy the rest of orientation. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah.